Today, we're focusing on how asking the right questions can dramatically improve our understanding and lead to better outcomes. When we take the time to craft thoughtful, purposeful questions, we unlock deeper insights and clarity that drive more effective decisions. It's not just about any questions, but those that challenge assumptions, explore possibilities, and clarify uncertainties. By honing this skill, we set ourselves up for success in every interaction and project. Asking the right questions is crucial because it helps clarify our goals. When we focus our attention on the right objectives, we gain much clearer direction on what we want to achieve. Secondly, questions allow us to uncover assumptions. These are the hidden beliefs that often shape our understanding and influence our decisions without us even realizing it. By bringing these assumptions to light, we can make more informed choices. Finally, inquiry sparks ideas. By exploring deeper through questions, we open ourselves to new insights that can drive better and more innovative decisions. As you can see in the image, surrounded by all these question words, inquiry truly fuels our thinking and helps us navigate complex situations. Here we have an overview of different types of questions and where each is best used. Open questions, like asking for thoughts on a new project, are great for encouraging brainstorming and gathering broad input. Closed questions are more straightforward, such as confirming if a report was completed, and work well for status updates or surveys. Probing questions dig deeper, helping us understand reasoning behind choices, which is useful in research or problem-solving discussions. Lastly, reflective questions invite personal insight, which can be particularly helpful in coaching or personal development conversations. Understanding when to use each type can really enhance communication and the quality of information we gather. When we talk about effective questions, there are 4 key traits to keep in mind. First is clarity. It's crucial that questions are clear so everyone understands exactly what's being asked, which helps in getting accurate and relevant answers. Next is focus. Effective questions stay on point and address specific issues without any ambiguity, making sure the conversation remains productive. Then we have purpose. Every question should have a clear objective, guiding the discussion toward meaningful outcomes rather than wandering aimlessly. Lastly, good questions stimulate thinking. They encourage deeper reflection and creativity, which ultimately leads to better responses and solutions. Keeping these traits in mind will greatly improve the quality of any dialogue. Here we're focusing on how to craft the right questions. First, let's look at some simple techniques that can really make a difference. There are 4 key steps to keep in mind. Start by clearly identifying your objectives. Then choose the right type of question to match those goals. Next, it's important to remove any bias that might influence the answers. And finally, refine your question to ensure clarity and precision. On the right, we have an example of how a vague question can be transformed into a clearer, more focused one with improved wording. This process helps ensure you get the information you need in the most effective way. The image on the left, showing a hand writing a to-do list, reminds us that thoughtful preparation, like making a list, is crucial when developing the right questions. Here are some common pitfalls to avoid when asking questions to ensure clear communication and effective dialogue. First, vague questions can cause confusion because they lack clarity, which wastes time and makes it harder to get the information you need. Next, leading or loaded questions are tricky because they suggest an answer, which can bias responses and undermine trust. Then, assuming facts in your questions limits open dialogue and often leads to misunderstandings, as it prevents others from sharing their true perspectives. Multitasking while asking questions is another mistake. Being distracted means you might miss important details and can decrease overall engagement. Finally, overloading your questions by asking too many at once tends to overwhelm people, confusing the conversation and diluting focus. Keeping these points in mind helps create more meaningful and productive interactions. When it comes to applying the right questions in everyday situations, tailoring your approach makes all the difference. In meetings, for instance, focused questions help clarify our objectives and invite valuable input. Asking things like, what are the key priorities we should address today, encourages everyone to contribute toward clear goals. In interviews, open-ended questions open the door to deeper stories and insights. Questions such as, can you describe a challenge you faced and how you handled it, help us uncover motivations and experiences that standard answers often miss. When conducting research, probing questions dig even deeper, uncovering detailed information that shapes our understanding. For example, asking what factors influenced your decision reveals the reasoning behind choices and their impacts. Finally, in everyday conversations, thoughtful questions foster genuine connection and empathy. Simple prompts like what was the highlight of your day invite meaningful dialogue and show that we care about others' feelings and experiences. Each of these approaches highlights how the right questions at the right time can transform communication and outcomes. When we ask the right questions, several important benefits emerge. First, better decisions become possible, which accounts for 30% of the outcomes shown here. This means that effective questioning helps us gather the information we need to choose the best path forward. Next, faster problem solving is another key advantage, making up 25%. By asking targeted questions, we can identify issues more quickly and find solutions efficiently. Alongside that, clearer communication also represents 25%, highlighting how asking thoughtful questions ensures everyone understands each other better. Finally, stronger relationships make up 20% of the benefits, showing that good questioning fosters trust and deeper connections. Together, these outcomes demonstrate just how powerful effective questioning can be in driving success. Let's go over some practical tips to enhance your questioning skills. First, active listening is crucial. Really focus on the speaker to fully understand their perspective before you respond. Next, practice framing your questions clearly. This helps you get more detailed and useful answers. Remember to pause and wait after asking a question, giving the other person time to think and respond thoughtfully. Avoid relying solely on why questions, as varying your question types encourages openness and reduces defensiveness. Also, ask one question at a time to keep the conversation clear and manageable. Finally, don't hesitate to seek feedback on your questioning style. It's a great way to continuously improve how effective your questions are. Together, these strategies can make your communication much more impactful.